President Cyril Ramaphosa has revisited the long-running legal and political dispute surrounding the Section 89 Independent Panel report into the Phala Phala matter, offering fresh context on why he initially sought to have findings reviewed and set aside by the courts. The controversy stems from the panel's investigation into the theft of approximately 580,000 US dollars, about 9 million rand at the time, from Ramaphosa's Phala Phala game farm in Bela Bela, Limpopo, in February 2020. The panel was appointed in terms of Section 89 of the Constitution to assess whether there was sufficient evidence to trigger impeachment proceedings against the head of state. In its findings, the panel concluded that the material before it indicated on a prima facie basis that Ramaphosa may have committed serious violations of the Constitution and the law, as well as possible serious misconduct. It subsequently recommended that the National Assembly consider adopting its report and establishing an impeachment inquiry committee. Despite the panel's recommendations, the process did not advance in Parliament. In late 2022, the African National Congress, which held a majority at the time in the National Assembly, voted against adopting the report. That decision effectively halted the immediate momentum toward a formal impeachment inquiry. The following month, Ramaphosa turned to the Constitutional Court, seeking direct access to challenge the validity of the panel's report. In court papers filed in December 2022, the president asked the Apex Court to declare not only the report unlawful, but also any parliamentary steps taken on its basis invalid. He argued that the matter raised constitutional questions that only the highest court could properly determine, stating that judicial intervention was necessary to clarify the legal standing of the panel's findings and the parliamentary process that followed. However, in March 2023, the Constitutional Court dismissed his application for direct access, leaving the report in a contested legal and political position. Following a more recent Constitutional Court judgment, Ramaphosa responded publicly to the evolving legal interpretation of Section 89 processes. The ruling indicated that the panel's report must be implemented through the establishment of an impeachment committee unless and until it is successfully set aside through a proper review process. In his response, Ramaphosa explained that his initial decision to approach the courts were based on legal advice suggesting that the panel's findings could be challenged on multiple grounds, including alleged misinterpretation of its mandate, legal errors, and contested factual conclusions. He further argued that once Parliament had voted against the report in 2022, the matter effectively lost its practical and legal effect at that stage, which influenced his decision not to immediately proceed with review proceedings. As at that time, I did not proceed with the review as the National Assembly had taken a decision on the matter, adding that he had nevertheless reserved the right to challenge the report should circumstances change. A central issue in Ramaphosa's legal challenge was the panel's reliance on what he described as sensitive and potentially unlawful obtained material, including a confidential report allegedly linked to the Namibian police, as well as an audio recording referenced during proceedings. He contended that the panel did not adequately interrogate whether the materials were lawfully obtained or properly authenticated before being considered. According to his affidavit, this omission raised serious procedural concerns. Ramaphosa also questioned the chain of custody of the evidence, arguing that it was unclear how the confidential police report and audio recording were obtained and submitted to the panel, and said there is no explanation for how the confidential Namibian police report and the audio clip found their way to the panel, suggesting that the key questions regarding legality and admissibility had not been properly addressed. He further argued that the panel failed to clearly identify individuals involved in the underlying investigation or to clarify the origin of the audio material, which he said undermined reliability of its conclusions. The Phala Phala burglary has also been subject of a parallel criminal investigation. Former State Security Agency head Arthur Fraser opened a criminal case in 2022, alleging wrongdoing related to the handling and reporting of the theft. Several suspects have since faced charges in connection with the break-in at the Limpopo property, with proceedings continuing in the relevant regional court. While Parliament initially blocked further action on the panel's recommendations, the Constitutional Court's later interpretation of Section 89 procedures has reignited legal debate over how such reports should be handled and what steps must follow once a panel finds potential evidence of misconduct. Ramaphosa's position remains that the panel's findings are legally contestable and should be subject to judicial review, particularly where questions of evidence handling and procedural fairness arise. The matter continues to sit at the intersection of the law, parliamentary procedure, and high-stakes political accountability, with its broader implication for future Section 89 inquiries still unfolding. Meanwhile, the Action SA, led by Herman Mashaba, is planning to lay criminal charges against President Cyril Ramaphosa over the Phala scandal. The spokesperson, Mongezi Tsebenzo, said this comes after discrepancies in the amount of money stolen during the February 2020 burglary at the Statesman Limpopo farm. Tsebenzo said the real figure was at least 15 million rand, not the previously reported 10 million rand, or about 580,000 US dollars. Action SA National Chair Michael Beaumont, Parliamentary Chief Whip Lerato Ngobeni, and Limpopo Chair Victor Matomela will open the case at the Bela Police Station at midday. The spokesperson said these charges will include a violation of the Prevention and Combating of Corrupt Activities Act 12 of 2004 for deliberately not disclosing the amount of money which was stolen. Action SA will also lay charges of perjury and fraud for making a false statement on the precise amount of money stolen.
The Constitutional Court made no finding of any kind regarding my alleged conduct. The court made no finding on whether there was prima facie evidence of misconduct, nor if the alleged conduct, if established, justifies impeachment and the removal of the President. Instead, the Constitutional Court judgment reinforces the principles, the rights and processes underpinning our constitutional order. This explicitly includes the right to take the report of the independent panel on review. I therefore respectfully want to make it clear that I will not resign. To do so would be to preempt a process defined by the Constitution. To do so would be to give credence to a panel report that unfortunately has grave flaws. To do so would be to abdicate the responsibility that I assumed when I became President of the Republic.
What's your take on this one, people? Thanks for watching. Please subscribe for more news.